Do artists need to worry about AI? Now, that's a question that I think gets asked all the time within an artist's mind when they're looking at the latest tools and looking at the capabilities of what AI is currently bringing. But look at this loaf of bread. This loaf of bread was homemade. Now, do you see this loaf of bread? This loaf of bread was made in a factory. Now, both of these are obviously bread, but where would you prefer to put your marmalade? Your farmer's market marmalade? Do you get my point? AI is factory delivered content, whereas homemade content, like the content that you're watching right now, is homemade content, human-made artworks. In the transhumanist cyberpunk future, entertainment will be content on demand. It will be exactly how you want it to sound, look, feel, and emote you. Totally engaging, yet consumed once and then lost for eternity. In my last video, I showed you the app on demand solution that I believed transhumans in a cyberpunk future would use. You kind of sit back and say to yourself, I want to create an app that searches the financial websites for dividends and their ex-dividend dates so I can make some money. And the app just gets created right there and then, but it's formed in a way that is perfect for you. And today I'm going to do something very similar, but we're not going to build an app. No. We're going to create an anime trailer. Now, not just any anime trailer. This is going to be an anime trailer akin to 1990s manga anime, my favorite type of anime content. A full trailer and imagining that we're creating something that we actually want to watch. Imagine for a moment that you're sat in your favorite chair. It's been a really long day at work and you would love nothing more than to sit back and watch some really geeky, complex anime. You have the thought, wait for a second, sit back and enjoy the creation. Let's simulate the internal workflow of that application by using several other applications that are currently available on the internet today in 2025. Are you ready? Let's begin. We will start with a collection of the best apps currently available to your average consumer. We will use ChatGPT for our ideas and story structure, MidJourney for our concept art, Suno for the music, and Hailu, Happier.ai, and Vidu for our video. We are using 3 providers here as the credits are a little bit limited even on the paid tiers, and I also wanted to test them out and figure that this would be the perfect opportunity to do so. We will start with ChatGPT. Now, for all intents and purposes, I will request that the trailer has some form of narrative. I feed into ChatGPT the following prompt. Create 3 briefs for an animated film in the style of classic 90s Japanese anime. It has a storyline featuring complex and compelling themes of cyberpunk, mecha, a cyberpunk city setting, and retro-futuristic aesthetic akin to Alien, Blade Runner, Robocop, Akira, and Ghost in the Shell. Retrofuturism has a subgenre called cassette futurism, which I am really into. If you don't know what cassette futurism is, imagine the cassette player is the benchmark for futurism and for future applications. Real kind of like 1970s, early 80s computer and tech reimagined for a future setting. Out of the 3 briefs, I love the sound of the first one.
In the shadows of the megacity, rebellion is built 1 gear at a time.
I'm into it. So I asked ChatGPT to write me the 200-character description of the track for the video, making sure that it ticks the boxes that I'm after here. Dark, instrumental, industrial, and rad. Now I'm doing the music first because when you're creating something like a trailer or you're editing something up, it's always good to do it to the music. So by having the music first, we then will get a sense of the kind of mood that we're looking for, and we can put that into the timeline straight away. We get a sonic kaleidoscope blending the raw industrial pulse of 9 Inch Nails with the chaotic brilliance of Aphex Twin. Melodic yet unhinged, it twists soundscapes into pure auditory rebellion. Now, I will replace the artist's name to find the mood that I'm trying to draw inspiration from. For Aphex Twin, it's his dark, experimental techno beats I like. And for 9 Inch Nails, it's his melodic yet unhinged vibe. This song will be like Trent Reznor and Aphex Twin had a baby. I do not want to see that again. Now, going back to the brief, I'll ask ChatGPT to write a clear breakdown of each scene in the trailer. 8 scenes maximum, all with a clear identity and dramatic content connected to the overall story. I will then ask ChatGPT to align the scenes and their descriptions with an internal tagline to feed into MidJourney in order to get the right aesthetics as I build a keyframe image for each scene, making sure that the tagline enables a cohesive style across each image, remembering that the style I'm going for is 1990s classic anime. Now with classic anime from the 1990s, it's mostly hand-drawn, so a lot of the stuff that you're going to see on YouTube made by AI is all built off of the back of the noughties kind of Maya and Cinema 4D kind of stuff. Also, there will be animations featured in this as well, but that will be more akin to the early PlayStation 3D models. This is raw 1990s anime. After a couple of back and forths, we get this tagline.
A rain-soaked, neon-drenched cyberpunk cityscape with towering mechs and gritty rebellion, hand-drawn 1990s anime aesthetic inspired by Akira, Ghost in the Shell, and Blade Runner. Raw, detailed, atmospheric, with fluid cinematic animation showcasing dynamic action and emotional depth.
That sounds rad. I then asked ChatGPT to add this tagline to the beginning of the scene breakdowns that it previously did, so that for each scene I now have a nice prompt for MidJourney. Time to generate our keyframes. Using the prompt for each scene, I paste these into MidJourney with the desired settings and review each batch as they load onto the screen. I then pick my favourites and try to get a sense of the mood, pace and impact of the overall trailer. So with that in mind, we head over to Suno and generate the music. Using the prompt that we had before, we get Suno to do her thing. So let's have a gander at them. Now before I enter the keyframes into the video creation suites, I must first give each chosen keyframe a color grade. I love the retro green look that MidJourney did for many of the keyframe images, so in order to keep things uniform, I will quickly download all of the images and add a subtle green shade to each keyframe using Photoshop. I do this with a mixture of opacity on a green layer fill and adjust the hue levels. It takes no time at all and is a really good way to make sure things match up. Now with our keyframe images edited, it's time to generate our video clips. Halo is really great as it gives free 3 days access. The paid version that I use allows for 5 scenes in the queue. Happier.ai is also another great choice. The paid version of this allows for a massive 10 videos in the queue at any one time. It is a neat video creator that allows for extended times and has a great UI. Vidu, on the surface, seems the most impressive, allowing for 2 images to be uploaded with the latter as an end frame, but I will have to use this one sparingly due to its lack of credits even with the paid version. So let's get down to business and start making these videos. Woohoo! I upload each keyframe one by one with the prompt for the respective scene matching the keyframe. I make sure that the settings are correct and the highest quality possible. I go for the extended time on most of the scenes to allow for more content to work with. I also add some more text to video prompts at an attempt to fill some of the parts I'm lacking. I work with all 3 services, playing them off of each other and pulling everything into Premiere and making sure to cut at precise times where the video goes all glitchy and annoying. Okay, so these are our results across all 3 of the providers. Some were terrible while others were a little short of amazing. I download the clips and now it's time to build our trailer. I put everything together in order of the scenes and make sure that we align the shots with the video and the changes in the music. A neat little trick I find is that you can extend the duration of certain scenes by slowing them down slightly and change the dynamics of certain cuts by reversing them as well. Between the 3 video services, I was not surprised to see that Happier.ai won hands down. It just did everything so much better. It allows for 10 concurrent videos to be generated at once, up to 6 seconds of video, and they are all at 720p. But it is $24 a month, so if you plan to use it often, it's worth it, but if not, maybe some of the cheaper options will be better for you. Whilst I was building the trailer and seeing the capabilities of what we currently have in AI video creation, my thoughts started to meander and I started to think of kind of uses for this creation tool in the future. What if you could change the end of something you've invested in over a 9-year period? Let's just pluck something out of the sky. Game of Thrones. Let's say you wanted to change the entire last season of Game of Thrones. With this technology, in probably 5, maybe 10 years from now, you will be able to do that. What if you wanted to make it really interesting and say at the end of Empire Strikes Back where Luke is like, "No, I'll never join you," and Darth Vader's like, "Join me." What if he goes, "All right, I'll join the dark side." And then you have a completely different set of films that come after that, and they could all be created using AI. Wouldn't that be sick? If you see my other videos, you know that I love these kind of experiments. In the future, I have some really cool plans to make some really fun videos navigating the preludes of a cyberpunk tomorrow. Your ideas are always welcome here as we grow this community together. The trailer you're about to see was easily 2 to 3 days of solid editing and amending. If I close my eyes, I can literally see anime. Kind of cool, but a bit annoying after a while. I will definitely revisit this again though, because I genuinely loved the process. So if you like this kind of thing, please like, comment and subscribe. It's the only way the YouTube algorithm will ever find me. And as always, I'll see you next time. Cheers. Oh yeah, delicious. Perfection. And if you want to see the trailer right now, I bet you do. There it is. Click it.